everybody, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be breaking down Neil Young's 1992 classic, Harvest Moon. I'm going to take you through those iconic riffs from the intro and verse sections, and then the chord progressions and strumming patterns throughout. I'm going to get started with a full demonstration. You can follow along using my tablature and my chord sheet found at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Now, let's get started.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. There's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the light. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. Strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. Now let's get in late, and the moon is climbing high. I want to celebrate, see it shining in your eyes. I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon.
Okay, close look at the fretboard and also my pick in hand. We're getting started with the intro section. Before we do though, we need to make sure that you're in drop D tuning. So take that low E string, tune it down to the nearest D note. Should sound like that. Okay, all the other strings are tuned the same. Jumping into that intro section at full speed, it'll sound like this. Here's the riff. Now very, very slow. One more time. Okay, let's get your positions first. The first version of the chord D major that we're playing has your middle finger on the 11th fret of the G string and your index finger on the 10th fret of the B string. Okay, so that's the first position you need to get used to. The second position is simply taking the ring finger and putting it on the 12th fret of the B string. Alright, and then there's a third position that's actually called D major 7. And this is a staircase position. You see how your fingers are in kind of a staircase configuration? So that is the 9th fret of the high E string, the 10th fret of the B string, and the 11th fret of the G string. Your fingers nice and arched for that third position to get this intro section down. So you have... Alright, that's kind of like a beginner version of this. Hit the low E string first, and just get used to playing those changes, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, now we're going to add in the strumming pattern to this. Okay, so we get that first position, hit the low root, and strum. That is 1, 2. Then we're going to play with the ring finger on the 12th fret of the B string, 3 and 4 and. So far you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Now on the way back up on that last upstroke, you're going to grab the low string again and then use that to ride into this third position, that D major 7. So far you have. Okay, here you're going to play up, 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 down, up. Just like that. One more time. Root, down, down, up, root, up, down, up. To master that strumming pattern. Okay, so you need to do that a total of 4 times. It'll sound like this time with a little bit of staccato on my upstroke. Okay, and that'll get you into the verse. And remember, if you want to get that nice short sound on that first upstroke, just squeeze the hand, pump the fingers in order to get that nice short staccato sound. Okay, great work everybody. You have that intro section down. Now we're ready to jump into the verse. The first thing that you probably remember hearing in that verse is this really pretty harmonic lick being played on the lap steel. So it's going to sound like this. One more time real slow. It's very, very simple. You don't need to press any notes down. You're playing harmonics, so your pinky is just going to be hovering over the 12th fret. High E string, B string, G string, and D string. Just right up the line. There's a little bit of rhythm to it. Then we're going to play the 7th fret of the A string also in harmonic form. The trick is to kind of pull your hand away once you hear the tone. Okay, and that's how you play that very, very recognizable lap steel lick. Okay, now taking a look at the rhythm side of things for that verse section. Very simple, we're gonna get started with the first chord change that you see on the chord sheet. E minor to D major, various forms of D major and A major, creating a cool little riff there. So it's gonna sound like this, starting with that E minor chord, adjust it for drop D tuning. A 1, 2, 3, 4. And a riff over D major. Okay, let's break that down. Okay, so first we had that E minor chord, adjust it for drop D tuning. That's basically taking an A major shape and then bringing it up to the ceiling 2 strings. So middle finger, 2nd fret of the low E string, which is tuned down to D. The ring finger, 2nd fret of the A string, and the pinky, 2nd fret of the D string. We're gonna perform a very, very common strumming pattern. So that is just bass, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get you to the D major chord on the word say. Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. And once you get there, we're gonna do this really cool riff. I love this thing. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, let's break down that riff over D major, transition into A. Okay, breaking this up into 2 different parts for easier learning. The first section is gonna sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and simply taking the D major chord shape, we start off on the first beat, hitting the low E string, then we're going to play 8th notes. 2 and 3, and relieve the pressure on the strings, and hit a dead stroke, and then a live upstroke. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, now we're ready for the second half of that riff. So far you had... Then we're gonna put in... Okay, sounds trickier than it is. We're taking the D major chord, strumming it, flattening the bar, our index finger across the G string, B string, and high E string. That's called D major 7. And we're gonna do an upstroke there. A dead downstroke as we move our bar up 1 string, then do an upstroke on the A major chord. Okay, we gotta take this very, very slowly. Don't worry, you're all gonna get it. So, the second half again, so far we have. See, not that hard. Just a D strum, upstroke on the D major 7, a dead stroke, and an upstroke on A. Then we just have one last step. Alright, we're gonna add in a couple of notes here. The 4th fret of the D string, the 3rd fret of the B string, and we're gonna play up, down, up. If you put that into that second half, we have... Okay, and if you put parts 1 and 2 together, we have, nice and slow, play along. And the trick is holding out that A shape, upstroke, then getting into this shape, which is kind of a variation of D major and C position. Okay, so one more time real slow, the D major chord shape, go into the D major 7, to the A chord, back to D major, coming from that C position. Okay, just that way you know what we're doing. Alright, for that very cool, very iconic riff for the verse. Okay, great everybody. You have half of your verse down so far with the E minor chord fretted. Let's play through half of verse 1 following along with my chord sheet. A 1, 2, 3, E minor.
Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say.
A little staccato.
Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away.
Okay, so that's what you have so far. Up next we have a chord called G6.
But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light.
Then we're back to that riff. Then we reprise our intro riff. Okay? Let's get that G6 chord down now. So this basically replaces the E minor chord. So I have my ring finger and my pinky on the 5th frets of the low E string and the A string. My middle finger is on the G string 4th fret. Okay, I've seen some guitar players fret up the 3rd fret of the high E string. I'm not hearing that in the track. I've seen other players omit the middle finger if you want something easier, okay? But I do notice that in some live footage, Neil's middle finger is activated, so it looks to me like he's on this major 3rd, 4th fret of the G string. You're gonna strum that the same way you would the E minor chord.
But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the...
Throw in your verse riff. Throw in your intro riff. Okay, and Neil, when he's performing live, there's really no set guarantee that he's going to throw in the verse riff or the intro riff. It's kind of random. Though I can say that he always finishes up a verse with an intro riff because it's the best way to get into the chorus. So the last line.
We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the
2 intro riffs. Alright, then that'll get you into the chorus where we're going to utilize some very cool variations to the chord A7. Okay, great work everybody. You have the intro and the verse sections complete. Lots of cool riffs, lots of cool rhythms. Now we're jumping into the chorus section where things are going to kind of relax a little bit. So, we're going to have this great chord called A7 sus4. Transition into the chord A7. Very, very simple. The only 2 chords we're going to need for this chorus until resolving back to D major. Okay, actually going up into our intro riff to finish it up. So, this part's going to sound like this. We have the A7 chord, 8th note strums, then the A7 chord. I think most of you got it just from that. Return back to A7 sus4, to the A7, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then back to the intro riff. Very, very simple. Let's play along. A7 sus4. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because I'm still in love with you.
A7.
I wanna see you dance again.
A7 sus4.
Still in love with A7. On this harvest moon.
Finish up your chorus section. Okay, fantastic everybody. You have the intro, the verse, and the chorus sections down. You're basically ready to perform because verse 2 is going to be identical to verse number 1, though we will throw in different combinations of those verse and intro riffs. Remember, always finishing up with the intro riff to get you into the chorus. The second chorus is going to be identical to the first. Then the only other thing that you might want to take a look at is the instrumental section, which is basically just the verse starting from the G6 chord. So you'll hear that harmonica being played over top of G6. 16 beats all together. Then the verse riff 2 times. It will double, going back to the G6. Another 16 beats all together. And then we'll have 2 rounds of the intro riff. That'll get you back into the chorus, the third chorus, the final chorus. That's all you need to do in order to be able to perform this song. Congratulations, everybody. Art of One, thanks so much for checking out this by request song tutorial. If there's a song that you would like for me to teach next, you can hit me up via the link in the description. Put in your request today. I want to thank my patrons for making these lessons possible. Hope you're enjoying all the extra resources. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia saying happy picking.